Hello, welcome to the Healthcare Facilities Network. I am your host, Peter Martin, president of Gosselin Martin Associates. As always, thank you for tuning in to the Healthcare Facilities Network. Today, I want to post this brief video to speak about one of the initiatives of the Healthcare Facilities Network. We are calling it Filling the Pipeline, and that's what I want this presentation to be about, filling the pipeline. You will see over the coming weeks, over the coming months on the Healthcare Facilities Network, we are going to be creating playlists of current content for you to view, all specific to our mission of promoting the healthcare facilities discipline. We have a couple of playlists on our YouTube channel right now. We have one called HR Focus. We have one called Industry Insights. We have one called From the Field. Last week, we were out at the NIHES conference speaking with their leadership there. That's our latest video, so I'd encourage you to click on that. But another one of the playlists we are going to create is called Filling the Pipeline. And as I said, that's what I want to speak to you about today, or to give you a little bit of information on what is filling the pipeline, because filling the pipeline is the core mission of this network. I'm going to share my screen with you right now. Bear with me 1 second. As I pull this up. So the Healthcare Facilities Network tells the stories of healthcare facilities management created by Gosselin Martin Associates. We're very excited to roll this initiative out. And the Healthcare Facilities Network is for all people who are currently working in the discipline, from the youngest to the oldest, and for people who are considering a career in healthcare facilities management. We just launched on YouTube a couple of months ago now. As I said, one of the playlists we're calling Filling the Pipeline. And for me and for Jack and for us here, filling the pipeline is really the mission. It's a collaborative effort, and it was really the genesis of this network, a collaborative effort to promote and attract new employees to healthcare facilities management. If you are working in this discipline now, you know that trying to fill your trades roles, trying to fill your manager roles, trying to fill your supervisor, director, it's very difficult. And as I said, this is really the impetus of the healthcare facilities management. This is a very crude drawing, and actually we are here in the office, and this is a piece of paper that's on my wall way back late in 2022, as we were planning ahead for 2023. We were talking, what's the biggest issue? And the problem is people, and we have to solve for people. And from this, we've been thinking for years, how do we do resumes better? How do we get more people into this industry? How do we make sure that hospitals continue to function in our communities from a physical plant perspective? And we just kept arriving back to this issue. We can't create people. We can't create people out of nothing. They're not there. They're not there. You can't birth them and get them to 30 and have them start working in your facility. So from the problem of people, we spawned off the Healthcare Facilities Network. And the thinking was, hey, what can we do, not as Gosselin Martin Associates? Of course, it's, we're doing it, but how can we as a group, as a collaborative group, attempt to solve this issue? And for years, and when I say years, we're talking at least, 10 years? We've heard and we see that people are graying. I'm graying. You're probably graying. I don't know. But yet, there hasn't been really an integrated effort to try to solve for this issue. And so that was the impetus of the Healthcare Facilities Network, a lack of people. And one of the focuses of the Healthcare Facilities Network, in addition to all of the playlists we create, the HR Focus, the From the Field, compliance, which is soon to come, is filling this pipeline. So we see the attrition here at Gosselin Martin Associates. You see the attrition, I am sure, in your hospital on a daily basis. I'm retiring is honestly one of the phrases we hear quite frequently, but people are also burning out. People are also relocating to comparable FM verticals like education, like pharmaceuticals. FM professionals are being targeted, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean it in a good way. FM professionals are being targeted from everything from software sales to business management systems, to building management systems, excuse me. And they're being targeted because they know the environment and they're able to help these organizations gain footholds in hospitals. And so the attrition is occurring. The healthcare, I've always said, and this isn't unique to me, I think if you're a healthcare facility professional, you're at the, you're playing in the major leagues. And when you're playing in the major leagues, others come after you. And so we think, we know that's what's happening. So we see the attrition daily here at Gosselin Martin Associates. So we created the Healthcare Facilities Network. We're going with filling the pipeline and creating a task force to help fill this pipeline. So what are the goals of the Healthcare Facilities Network and the filling the pipeline? We need to promote this opportunity. We need to increase awareness of this opportunity. And probably the most important is we need to connect with like-minded individuals to solve for this issue. It's not going to, solving it is not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in the next year. It is a long-term goal. It can't happen quickly, but it does have to happen. And so our goals are really simple: promote, increase awareness, and connect. That is all achievable through an application like YouTube, through bringing together like-minded individuals. Last year, the end of 2022, we here at Gosselin Martin Associates did a poll of our network, which thankfully is still robust. And I appreciate all of you who are part of our network and all of you that we continue to speak to. But we just asked a question: are you considering retirement from healthcare facilities management in the next 4 years? And obviously this isn't your scientific study like you would get from Gartner or, those big research firms, but 44% of our respondents said that they were. So it was a large number. And in fact, we did that in October of last year. And as I think to the people I've spoken to early this year in 2023, those who said they were retiring in 2022, a number of them did retire at the end of the 2022 and they're retired. So, it is an ongoing. If you're wondering about the rest of that survey, you can click to it off our website. It's all free. You can find it on gosselin-associates.com. So we know these are difficult times. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. These are just some of the headlines that we see from the newspapers, people read newspapers, from the web as well. So difficult times are here in terms of finding people. The employee pipeline is emptying, action needed. And again, I cannot stress it enough. That was really the impetus of this network, because what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We have to do something. How do we counter? So we really like to say that this filling the pipeline is a grassroots group. Hospitals, you can't state this enough. And perhaps it's because we work in it and we've worked in it for quite some time, but hospitals are integral to every community in America. And we know, this isn't hyperbole, we know that people are leaving these hospitals and roles are either not getting filled or they're getting filled with people who don't have hospital experience, which is fine. But yet when people without hospital experience come in, what happens frequently is there's not enough time to train them up. There's not a lot of time to mentor them. So it's almost a double-edged sword. And so we want this to be a grassroots collaborative effort to perform outreach to the community. We need a unified, cohesive approach to promote and attract people to the discipline of healthcare facilities management. And again, this can't happen with just one group. It can't happen with just, me and Jack up here in Massachusetts. It has to happen by pulling people together across all disciplines to help promote and boost this message. Let people know this opportunity exists. So who are we? Who do we want in this filling the pipeline? And I've reached out to a number of people already about participating in a core group. And I appreciate all those who have responded that they would like to participate. But, beyond a core group, we need all of us rowing in that same direction. And so who are we? We're relationship builders, because that has to be at the core. We need to build those relationships. Relationships are so critical in 2023 across the board, no matter what you do. The more technologically advanced we get, the further we get from the ability to create relationships. And the relationships are at the core and they are central. They're central to creating healthcare facility departments that work. So who are we? No one group or person has the answer, but we are seeking current industry professionals, colleges, universities, technical schools. I saw a headline yesterday about trade schools are seeing an increase in applications, which is fantastic. So kids, not all kids now are going on that college path. They're going to the trades, which is great. But it's going to take all of us coming together, participating together to fill the pipeline. We want to create, and this is, I'm sorry if it's lofty. I'm sorry if it's beyond what we can do, but an advertisement to the world for those who may not know this career exists. This is a fantastic career in healthcare facilities management that can feed your families, that can put a roof over your head, that is stable, and it exists. And we continue to hear that not everybody knows that this field exists. We speak to enough people outside of healthcare facilities management, in other industries and colleges and universities. We know that this opportunity isn't being promoted to its full extent. We here do the high reliability podcast. It's funny. If you had told me 3 years ago before COVID that, Pete, in 3 years, you will try to create a healthcare facilities network on YouTube and fill it with programming, and you will have a high reliability podcast, and you'll be doing those podcasts for 3 years. And I love doing them. We have a new one coming out with Jim Shoemaker that I hope you'll tune into. I would have said, no, I'm not going to be doing podcasts, and I'm not going to be doing YouTube channels because I hate my voice and I hate seeing myself on camera. Well, I failed in both of them, or I'm doing both of them. But one of the themes that we continue to hear through our high reliability podcast from the people we talk to, and these are some of the folks who we've talked to. I fell into it by mistake. I didn't know the field existed. I didn't know the role existed. And so what we're trying to do is just put that small kernel all the way from the mid-career professional who doesn't know what their next move is, all the way down to the kid in high school who may be considering careers. I've said this before. We were down meeting with the folks at Mass Maritime Academy, Marianne Richards and her team, very good people. And she said to me when we were down there and we were talking about this issue, she's like, Pete, I will have companies come to me and they will say to us, a college, a 4-year college, what are you doing? What are you doing, Mass Maritime Academy, to get high school students into your programs? So the whole world has changed. And so we need to start to, I guess, reach out to high school kids. Although when I was in high school, I wasn't thinking that way. And I know that my kids probably aren't, maybe a little bit more than I did. But anyway, we know that there's a gap, right? We know that not everybody knows this opportunity exists. So in filling the pipeline in this playlist on the Healthcare Facilities Network, what will you see? Well, we want to create content to boost messaging. We want to do roundtables, education, promote information. We have a core group that we're putting together that will have thoughts and ideas. And as we create thoughts and ideas, we want to push those thoughts and ideas out to others and have you respond. Because again, this isn't the domain of one group. It is a collaborative effort. And so in filling the pipeline, that's what we're going to try to do. We want to put information out there. We want to hit retirees all the way to young professionals because all have a role to play. We were at the New England Healthcare Engineer Conference on Friday, and I was talking to somebody, and he was a retiree actually, and we were just kind of talking about the difference, and he's still involved in the field. And we were talking about the retirees in healthcare facilities management. They still want to be involved in some way. And I think it's because they have all helped to create this profession and make it what it is. And they know the value of it, and they know the importance of hospitals and communities. And so retirees, all the way down to those younger professionals, they're all part of that filling the pipeline, because the retirees want to help as well. They don't want to just, wash their hands and walk away. Some do because they're kind of tired and burnt out, but a lot are still want to be actively engaged, and we want them in filling the pipeline too. The final button down there, or the final bullet, it's a competitive market. If you don't promote it, you're going to lose. And this field is too important to lose. Hospitals are too important to lose. If hospitals crumble, communities crumble. And when do hospitals crumble? Well, they crumble when they don't have enough people to run them, right? We see it. So those are the goals of our filling the pipeline network. If you have ideas, please reach out to me. We are creating this network, but it's a collaborative effort. We don't have all the answers. So if you want to talk further, please do send me an email. We're on YouTube. You're seeing this. You're already here. Healthcare Facilities Network. Here's another thing I never thought I would say, and I've heard people say it because a lot of my information now is consumed either through podcasts or YouTube, information that I like. So if you are watching this on YouTube, I would ask you to subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up, because that's how we get recognized on YouTube. And that's how we reach healthcare facility management professionals, and even those not in healthcare facilities management who may be looking for a career. So that is your call to action from this. I'm just going to stop sharing. That is your call to action from this video. So that is what filling the pipeline is about. That is what this playlist on the Healthcare Facility Network aims to do. If you want to be part of it, reach out to me. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you tuning in. I thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.